There are worlds that drift just beyond the edges of our imagination, places woven from whispers, shadows, and dreams we forgot we had. One such world is the Kingdom of Suits, a realm where playing cards walk, speak, hope, and fear. Much like us. The land itself was shaped like an endless deck. Floating islands layered one atop another, shuffling slowly in the sky. From afar, they glittered under the glow of twin moons, like lacquered paper kissed by starlight. And on each island lived the four great houses: hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs. Our story begins with Jack of Hearts. Jack was not like the others. Most cards were born already inked with their rank and destiny. A 2 would always be a 2. A queen would always be regal. A 7 would always be simply a 7. But Jack carried something unusual beneath his crimson suit: a heart that beat. He could feel emotions more deeply than any other card. Where others bowed wordlessly to the king and queen, Jack wondered why. Where others repeated the laws of the deck, Jack asked what lay beyond it, and in the Kingdom of Suits, questions were dangerous. Hearts were known as the House of Emotion, but ironically, true feelings were discouraged. The King of Hearts wore a painted smile, never cracking, never fading. The Queen shimmered like stained glass, beautiful but distant. They ruled by tradition and order. Every rank had a role. Every role had a rule. And rules were not to be questioned. But Jack did. He dreamed not of courtly duties, but of the shuffle. Legends said that once every 1,000 cycles, the deck was gathered by unseen cosmic hands, scattered through eternity, then remade anew. Cards could wake reborn, suitless, rankless, given new meaning. To the nobles, this was terrifying. To Jack, it sounded like freedom. One evening, beneath sapphire torchlight, a royal summons echoed across the heartlands. Cards drifted toward the palace square like painted leaves on the breeze. Banners rippled, red silk inked with silver hearts. The king raised his jeweled scepter. His voice rang smooth and hollow. The oracle has spoken. The shuffle approaches. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Fear, excitement, dread. Jack felt all of them. The king continued. A shadow threatens the deck, a force beyond ink and memory. It seeks to unmake us, to tear our suits from our skin, our faces from our corners. We will unite the four houses. We will endure, as we always have. Jack noticed something else. Behind the king's painted eyes was fear. Real fear. And fear, he knew, meant truth. That night, as scarlet lanterns flickered across the palace gardens, Jack wandered into the hedged maze, a place he came to think. But he wasn't alone. A figure stepped from the shadows, tall, cloaked in black, the spade symbol etched like midnight across their chest. A spade. Tradition said hearts and spades mixed only in ceremony, never in secrecy. Jack swallowed. She spoke first. You're the one who dreams of the shuffle, aren't you? Her voice was calm, sharp like a blade, yet not unkind. I don't know what you mean, Jack lied. Yes, she replied softly. You do. She lowered her hood. Her eyes were dark as storm clouds. A scar curved beneath one, not inked, but real. She held out a hand. I am Ace of Spades. Jack stared. An ace, the most powerful rank short of a court card, standing before him in the Garden of Hearts. What do you want? He asked. The truth, she said. She told him what the spades had discovered, a tear opening at the edge of reality, where cards were drawn into darkness and vanished. No discard pile, no rebirth, no memory, just nothing. And worst of all, the tear was spreading. The houses were arguing over control rather than facing the danger together. War was brewing, and the shadow waited. Ace believed only one thing could stop it: a card who was not bound by ink. A card like Jack. Jack resisted. He told himself he was just a Jack, not a hero, not a prophet. But the more he tried to ignore the truth, the louder his heart beat, echoing like a drum inside his chest. Finally, he went to the Queen. She listened in silence as he spoke of Ace, of the tear, of the shadow devouring their world. When he finished, he waited for her to speak. For a moment, her painted expression flickered. Then she whispered, "Leave this place, Jack." He froze. "What?" "You are not like the others," she said, "and that makes them afraid. If the king thinks you threaten the order, he will erase you." Her voice softened into something almost human. "Run, before they decide what you are." He stared at her. "Do you believe me?" he asked quietly. The Queen closed her eyes. "I believe," she said, "that fear is already here." So Jack fled the Heartlands with Ace of Spades as his guide. They crossed the glittering diamond realm, where cards wore crystal masks and measured worth in reflections. They passed through the wild forests of clubs, strong, earthy, chaotic, where cards carved their symbols into wooden spears. In each land, they found the same thing: cards going missing, edges darkening, whispers of the shadow void. And yet, in every place, Jack also found something else: hearts that beat, voices that trembled, dreams struggling to survive under layers of ink. He realized something simple, yet profound. They weren't just cards. They were people. And the shuffle wasn't destruction. It was rebirth. At last, they reached the edge of the world. Before them stretched a swirling abyss, not black, not empty, but full of unwritten possibility. The shadow loomed like smoke. Ace drew her blade, a sword shaped from the glyph of her suit. Jack stepped forward. The shadow spoke, not in words, but in memories. He saw the first cards ever painted. He saw them reshuffled over lifetimes. He saw kings becoming twos, queens becoming jokers, aces becoming nothing at all. Change. Endless. Inevitable. The houses had tried to stop this truth by freezing themselves in strict tradition. And in doing so, they had created the shadow. The fear of change had given it life. Jack understood. He didn't need to destroy the shadow. He needed to accept it. He opened his arms. "I am not just a Jack," he whispered. "I am whoever I need to become." His symbol flickered. His rank blurred. His edges glowed like sunrise. And then the shadow dissolved, not beaten, but embraced into the fabric of the world. A great wind swept across the sky, gentle yet powerful. The deck shimmered, page by page, island by island, not falling apart, but reforming. Cards awoke remembering who they had been, but also who they could become. Rigid ranks softened. Rolls opened. Queens laughed. Kings wept. Aces questioned. And somewhere, Jack smiled. He was still the Jack of Hearts, but he was also more: a wanderer, a dreamer, a reminder that ink is not destiny and every symbol can be rewritten. Ace of Spades joined him at the horizon. "Where to now?" she asked. Jack looked out across the shimmering sky. "Anywhere," he said, and together They walked into the infinite deck, where stories shuffle forever.